Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Clara, and today I am here to review for you the new Chanel highlighters. They're the Signe du Lion powders, and they're in the shades White Gold and Rose Gold. And if you guys are wondering what I have on my eyes, it's some of the new Tom Ford Private Shadows, which I do have a review for you guys coming up. So the Chanel highlighters are a whopping $70. They do come with a little black case, and this year they're in a red lacquer again. This case looks just like last year's holiday, which was the Camelia de Chanel. I do have a review on that as well. I'll leave a link. Now both of these do have 9 grams of product. One of mine has a latch that's like a little bit broken, I think, but hopefully that's not really a quality control issue with most of the palettes. That one is just really hard to get open. So inside there's a mirror, and like last year there's a little brush. It's like a mini handheld fan brush, and I actually really like this one in last year's, which is the Camelia de Chanel. They look really similar, but that brush is actually a little bit stiffer from last year, which this year's I was like, oh, it's so nice, it's so soft. But then just because of the formula of these highlighters, it makes it really impossible to pick up any product with this year's brush. When I do use last year's Camelia de Chanel, I almost always use the included brush with it, which is kind of rare for me, but I do feel like even though the brush this year is softer, it actually doesn't really work for application, especially since you'll see these powders are quite subtle. So let's start with the pink one. It's just a very uniform champagne-y pink. There's no shift to it, and there's no really like gold tone. I would say it's a pure champagne pink. And the highlighter does have a pretty metallic finish as well this year. I did apply it on my left cheek today, but unfortunately I feel like this is quite similar to my own skin tone, so it doesn't really show up very well. I did have to switch to a denser brush, and I still don't really see it too much on my skin. However, I do think if you have more of a tan or deep skin, that this would look really pretty on you. And of course the design is super cute. Look at that little lion. The second one is the one where the lid is kind of broken, and that's the white gold shade. This one I'm wearing on my right cheek, and because you couldn't really see the rose gold one too well, I applied a little bit as well on my left cheek. This powder is a little bit more textured on the surface. It has like a very white tone but with a slight gold shift. It reminds me a little bit of the shade of the Kat Von D Thunderstruck, and this is much lighter than last year's Camelia de Chanel, which is more of a champagne beige color. So this one does show up better on my skin tone. Again, the included brush does not work for me to pick up the product. Maybe once you got deeper inside the pan and the product was a little bit looser, it would, but I used a denser brush to apply it. I do find that in order to build up the shine to where it's really like noticeable, you do have to cake on quite a bit of the highlighter, so it looks a little bit cakey and a little bit powdery. It sits really strangely on top of my makeup right now. Once I put the line of highlighter down, it didn't really want to blend out either, so I'm a little bit frustrated by this one. It does show up better on my skin tone than the other one. I'm kind of like an NW15 right now, probably because it's winter. But this one does show up. You just have to have a little bit of a heavier hand with it, and you will get kind of a metallic-y finish from this highlighter. But I do really like how it looks in the viewfinder, at least. I feel like if you are looking for something for like video or for pictures, then this is a good option. I just don't really think that it looks quite as good in real life, again, because in order to build it up to get the shine, it does look sort of cakey. I'm sorry that this is a little bit of a less positive verdict for this year's. I still am really in love with last year's, and I kind of like save it for special occasions. But I do kind of feel like lately the luxury brands are having like a metallic highlighter fling, and I just feel like the texture of it doesn't really work on my skin, at least. If you really like that kind of metallic-y look for your highlighters, then you will actually enjoy the Signe du Lion highlighters. And that's really all I have to say about them. Again, don't forget we're having a giveaway, so I will link that down in the description box below if you haven't had a chance to enter. And then please do check out my Tom Ford eyeshadow video. It would mean a lot to me. I hope that you all will subscribe and like this video if you enjoy saving money, and I'll talk to you again really soon. Bye guys!